crop circles. I just wanted to begin with that today. I hope you find them as inspiring as I do. A little message from the inhabitants of the unseen worlds. I'm here again, WordofGord, for another little Maitreya channeling. It's little, but it packs a punch. From February the 19th, 2007, we have a message called On the So-Called Subtle Bodies. All incarnate humans are the possessors of bodies other than the physical one they are so accustomed to that they believe it's the only one. Some of you will already know of these, and some of you will have heard about them, but not yet had the inclination to explore the idea. The bodies themselves are self-conscious, self-willed entities, and although they are all an integral part of your completed being, as far as your normal waking consciousness is concerned, they are dormant. As with many other issues of this nature, it really depends where you put your focus of attention. That focus is so often highlighting the physical body that many of you cannot understand how it could possibly focus on anything else, or that anything else could even exist. This single-mindedness is an inevitable result of earlier evolutionary challenges, when life-threatening dangers were omnipresent, and those who faded from such watchfulness were liable to be enslaved or quickly killed. The relative freedoms and leisures of capitalist democracy, in fact, any modern, mostly free society, allow for much relaxed exploration, but many of you are yet operating on the old paradigm, albeit subconsciously. Throughout the ages, many techniques have been developed to make the activity of these subtle bodies manifest to the practitioner, mostly through disciplines devised and practiced in secret. More recently, those disciplines have been allowed to surface for the edification of the general population, or at least that segment interested in personal spiritual development. As with all efforts at educating the personality to its infinite potential, the Brotherhood is very pleased to provide any ongoing inspiration that it deems worthwhile. Whether you have seen the eerie glow of the etheric body whilst ejected from the physical through trance, medication, or one of the sundry forms of psychic excitation that come under the NDE and OBE umbrellas, or felt yourself fly while supposedly asleep in what you later discovered was the astral body, or felt yourself suddenly surrounded by a surge in intuitive insight, and later discovered that was your Buddhic body projected to the appropriate vibrational level, where all knowledge is now and needs no analysis, you have brought one of your subtle bodies into consciousness and felt the effects of its activity. Each one of the subtle bodies is created during the gestation period of the fetus, which became you as you know yourself. The monad, or higher self, which is your source in the divine worlds, emanates sparks that descend through the various vibrational levels and actually pick up enough of the matter of each level to form a vehicle, a body of that plane's vibration. These formations, unlike the last in line, the physical, take place outside that linear recording process you think of as time. Though it could be said to be an instantaneous blossoming, that too is ultimately misleading. The bodies could be said to be sheaths built around a kernel of physicality. Sheaths that, when actively connected to, allow the individual to feel, think, intuit, and finally know. Of course, there are various levels of knowing, each one being wider and less defined than the one preceding it, leading up to the virtual omniscience of the monad. Each level of feeling, thinking, intuition, and knowing dissolves the definitions and categories of the previous level, challenging the experiencing individual to again set sail on an unknown ocean, to an evanescent harbor hidden in the mists of the horizon. Most of you, having graduated, or at the very least survived, the stormy traumas of the Piscean Age passions, are currently exploring the Aquarian territories of thinking and intuition, and myself and the Brotherhood are fully committed to assisting any and all of you in this phase of development. As you increasingly move into your comfort levels with both the mental and buddhic bodies and can smoothly operate the equipment available to you there, we would have you know that we are there with you and can be contacted in times of challenge through the usual meditative means. Processing thought without the filter of the emotions or the fog of the passions is an ability we are keen for you all to attain. For despite the New Age bromide, which advises thinking with the heart, and which we fully agree with, we also want you to be able to think dispassionately. For the psychic propaganda of tribalism and sectarianism depend on the passions of the heart and blood. The acceptance and understanding of intuition is a further and perhaps more lofty goal, and one which may take a century or more to fully absorb. Direct, immediate knowledge brings with it a burden of responsibility many of you would shy away from. You would rather fret and tussle with the plethora of choices and opinions which present themselves at every turn and challenge, because that is what you have done for millennia, and there is a pride and passive satisfaction in being admittedly bewildered. Knowledge is a challenge, declaring it more so, and implementing it without hurt to others, a maneuver of the greatest delicacy. In gradually adopting these subtle navigations through regions perhaps previously unknown to you, you will not only be making use of two of the bodies previously mentioned, but also bringing into view further and even more subtle vehicles, which will connect you to the planet, galaxy, and cosmos in ways you might find hard to believe were I to tell you. Yet be assured that we are with you through all the mysterious unfolding that is the way. And, as it is said, the way that can be named is not the way. It is, as you joke among yourselves, a mystery wrapped in an enigma, lost at the bottom of a riddle. We, as elder brothers bending down to our younger siblings, would suggest that enjoying the riddle and embracing the enigma inside the mystery is the best way to surface and glimpse the light at the end of all questions. Well, another fine bit of communication from dear Maitreya. Once again, I was thrilled to be able to channel it, and I'm very happy to be able to communicate it to you. And I hope it was of some use to you. And I see my time is running out, so I will bid you all farewell until next time. Be wise, be happy, be free, be loving.